Hello, air signs. How are you? So, I have had in my previous all signs reading a request that I tell a little bit about each one of the signs before we get into the actual reading. So, pulling from years of experience and working with the zodiac, my knowledge of the signs, and one of my favorite books, I have jotted down a little bit of a list for each of the three air signs. So we're going to start with Aquarius. Aquarius is a masculine fixed air sign ruled by Uranus. They sit on the zodiac wheel directly opposite of Leo. They can be chilly, detached, eccentric, a loner, and freedom loving. They're always taking notes, waiting for the mothership to return or arrive. They find their self and reactions to stimuli fascinating. They're never late, as you never follow anyone else's agenda. You're the quickest of all of the signs to get angry. However, you're not the shouting type. You like to resort to cool insults and delete people from your life and your social circle. Geminis are a masculine air sign. They are mutable and ruled by Mercury. They sit directly opposite Sagittarius on the zodiac wheel. They can be cunning and conniving, unreliable, with little to no attention span, and two-faced. They can also be immature. They're rarely late. They get angry quickly, but also prefer to get revenge or get even than to get mad. They're always on the lookout for the next best thing and never satisfied. And lastly, Libras are a masculine sign, cardinal air, ruled by Venus. They sit directly opposite Aries on that zodiac wheel. They can be vain, shallow, and a spendthrift, extremes, and carried by whims and inconsistent. They keep track of favors, both given and received, and they're known for being indecisive, but also good with money. They're always late and not quick to anger per se. They're more of a slow boil, but they are known to pout. So, with that being said, let's get to the reading. We're going to pull 5 cards and then we'll look at the weekend. So, the first card is the World, right side up. Second card is the Elemental of Chalices, reversed. Third card, the Fool, right side up. Fourth card is the Seven of Swords, reversed. Fifth card is the Ten of Swords, right side up. So, looking at this, I would say right now you kind of feel like you have the world at your feet. There is literally things are there for the grasping and for the taking. You're able to kind of observe things from an objective viewpoint. However, those pesky emotions and your water signs are going to have a part to play in your week. And without some careful thought, forethought, and paying attention, you run the risk of being made to feel like you are playing the fool. However, air signs are not usually not self-aware. So that isn't necessarily something that you need to be at risk for. Sorry, I have a kitty sitting right next to me. But while you're busy traipsing around and putting your energy and your focus elsewhere, you're missing what's going on at home. With that being said, something that is very, very typical for air signs is to just be done, cut ties, walk away, and there are a few situations where you are going to do just that by the end of the week. So going into the weekend, let's look at the 2 cards that we pull. The first one is Strength, right side up, and the next one is the Eight of Wands, reversed. Let me separate them so you can see them. So with that being said, Strength, right side up, says that the attachments that you risk or that you will choose to be breaking, you're drawing from that inner strength in order to do so. Not necessarily a bad thing. However, you, which is typical for the sign, put a lot of thought and forethought and planning into your next moves. However, With that being said, maybe spend a little less time worrying about your interpersonal relationships and worrying a little bit more about the financial aspect of things. The end of this week and going into next week says that things might be a little bit on the thin side financially. Maybe plan for that going into next week. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for now. You guys have a great week.